So the Emsley Carr mile, full of tradition and history, all the way back to 1953 when it was first won by Gordon Pirrie. So many great British athletes have won it over the years, and I have to get my retaliation in first. I know I haven't before Brendan says it.
There's some great runners won this one though, Steve. Derek Ibbotson, Murray Halberg, Kip Kino and Jim Ryan, Steve Ovett, Sebastian Coe, and in recent years, Haile Gebrselassie, Hisham El Garouge. And this was the race when it was run in the White City. The crowd used to come to watch it. The crowd used to go to Crystal Palace, and here we've got an enormous crowd to watch the 64th running of this famous race, which was named after the editor of the News of the World, who was a big athletics fan. They supported athletics for many years, and this was a great race. Many historical athletes in the history of British distance running and world distance running is unfurled through this event when you look at the results. For this one, two pacemakers in the orange vests, setting a really decent pace there, 57 through the first 400 metres.
Yeah, pretty good pace. You can see the intent of Chris O'Hare got right on the back of the two of them straight from the off. And that's good to see, really aggressive first 400 metres from Chris O'Hare. CHERUIYOT has just moved up, the youngster. I think he's a real talent, this guy. Didn't quite make the Kenyan team, was fourth in their trials, just 20 years of age. Got that kind of almost hunch style, if you like. Silas KIPLAGAT not running as well as he has done in the previous years, but always a danger. Kibet on the outside. So Chris O'Hare just gently allows CHERUIYOT to move into the gap between himself, or the gap that he's allowed to develop between himself and the pacemakers. Chris has been in Font-Romeu, training with the endurance squad, the British squad. Mo Farah, everybody else up there, popped down to London to race. They'll all be heading back before heading out to Rio. And no, he was really keen to get going here. And this, a pretty good pace, Brent. They're going to come through 800 metres, these pacemakers are, in 1:56, about a second behind the rest of the field.
1:56 through 800 metres, and there in third place on the inside, running a strong race and running quite aggressively, which I think he's got to do this. Chris O'Hare, he needs a confidence booster from this event. He needs to come out of this event before he goes off to Rio. He needs to think, I'm on the top of my form. And that's what these athletes are looking for today. They're looking for little bits of information. They're looking for bits of information about their training progress. And here the mile, who's not run as often these days, and personal bests are available in this race, especially the pace they're going. So now we've got a race on. The pacemakers have been ignored largely, which is sometimes very, very sensible. And Tom Lancashire moving through in 5th place on the outside in the blue and yellow vest.
Yeah, Chris O'Hare just going backwards through the field, lost his position, unusual for him. I know he had a bit of a niggle last week, that might just be affecting him. But EMANUEL very aggressively moving up. Tom Lancashire, Bayer coming on the outside. Jake Whiteman looking for a bit of room as Chris O'Hare really struggling now. So, as the pacemaker steps aside, EMANUEL on the shoulder of CHERUIYOT. Kibet is right behind KIPLAGAT. Jake Whiteman coming on the outside here in a good position, but look at EMANUEL, really disappointed that he didn't make the Olympic team, but he's in a good spot.
And EMANUEL running really well. Jake Whiteman impressive here so far. And Chris O'Hare's gone out the back door as Tom Lancashire stretches in the back straight. But here comes an impressive back straight run from young Jake Whiteman. He's got some power ahead of him, but he's got some chances to take scalp and run close to a personal best.
Silas KIPLAGAT trying to hold off the youngster, Timothy CHERUIYOT. Kibet is there, look at Jake Whiteman, just missed out on Olympic selection, trying to take on the Kenyans. It's a real scrap at the front here, and KIPLAGAT is there, but Kibet coming on the outside, but KIPLAGAT just finds a little bit extra. Can he last to the line? KIPLAGAT wins. CHERUIYOT gets second, Kibet third, Jake Whiteman fourth, the fast finishing Swede, ROGESTEDT in 5th place. 3:53.05, great race at the front. Silas KIPLAGAT, probably his best race of the year. He's not been having a good season at all, Silas KIPLAGAT, but returning to good form on a big stage here. You know, in his day, Brendan, he's one of the best Kenya have ever had, and he'll be delighted to have found some form. A little bit late for him in terms of Rio, but a good win for him. Good run from Jake Whiteman in 4th.